No one should represent themselves. Everyone needs an attorney. An attorney is going to be able to navigate the waters of the criminal justice system much better than someone that may just want to get up and get it over with. I've heard that phrase before. I just want to get it over with. Well, that's fine and good if you decided, hey, I did this, I want to plead guilty, I want to move on with my life. That's all good and fine. However, there's things that I can do as an attorney that you don't know about to mitigate whatever kind of sentence that may come down. So that's why everyone needs an attorney, regardless of whether it's my firm or even the public defender's office. You need a criminal attorney that knows what's going on. I mean, obviously, you're not going to hire a foot doctor to give you open heart surgery the same way you wouldn't want to hire a wills, trust, and estate lawyer to navigate your criminal matter. My firm practices all kinds of criminal defense. A lot of that focus, though, is on people charged with driving while impaired, DWI, in North Carolina. As a matter of fact, I wrote one of the practice manuals for the state of North Carolina on DWI. And what a practice manual is, for those that are unfamiliar to it, is it's a book that's written by a lawyer for other lawyers to try to learn that particular type of crime. So I've actually written one of the, there's only 2 available, and I've written the latest one on basically how to try a DWI case. You should hire me as your criminal defense attorney because of one word: experience. I've got the experience to do the job. I have successfully tried more cases than I can count in front of judges, in front of juries. I've even taken a few matters up to the Court of Appeals in North Carolina and had successful results there. We've been through every stage of all the different types of things. As far as the DWI representation goes, not only have I written one of the practice manuals that teaches other attorneys how to try DWI cases, but I've also been through the same classes that the police officers go through to determine the standardized field sobriety tests. I've been through the 40-hour class that teaches you the HGN test, the walk and turn test, the one-leg stand test. So in a lot of trials that I have that involve DWI, I can see when a cop doesn't do his job from whatever videotape I'm provided or whatever his police report says, and I can go through and pick it apart and says, well, you know, these are all standardized tests, so they have to be done in a standardized manner. Well, why didn't you follow the standardization? Like a few weeks ago when I had a jury trial involving the lack of the officer's ability to follow standardization in these tests, I compared it to making a Whopper at Burger King. And I say, okay, well, when Burger King makes a Whopper, if you get it in California or if you get it in North Carolina, the Whopper is going to be exactly the same every location you get it, because there's a standardized way of putting that cheeseburger together. Same thing with standardized field sobriety test. If I do it this way in California and find probable cause to arrest, it should be done exactly the same way here in North Carolina. And if it's not, we've got a problem, because then they're not standardized. One of the most famous cases, I guess for a lack of a better term, that we've handled at this firm was a case called Malachek v. Williams that went to the North Carolina Court of Appeals. And in that case, we kept the tort of alienation of affection constitutional in North Carolina. It was challenged as being unconstitutional. We took it all the way up to the Court of Appeals, where the 3 judges agreed altogether, 3-0, that our side was correct in saying it was constitutional. Just because you don't like the tort doesn't mean it's not constitutional, and that was upheld for the benefit of the client. Actually, that case made international news. We were featured not only locally and on television by local news channels here, but it was also carried over in the UK by the Daily Mail, who ran a large article on it. So we received a lot of attention for that case. The minute that you pick up the phone and call our office, you'll be greeted by one of my staff members who's going to take down your information, get your phone number, find out the nature of your problem or your place of where you need to be, and someone will immediately get back to you, schedule a time to come in and set up a free consultation with us on your criminal matter, and we can sit down and discuss the possibilities of different outcomes, the possibilities of trial, the possibilities of what kind of time you may be looking at, or what kind of result we can get in your case. The amount of personal detail that this firm puts in every single person's case that comes through the door is something that I have to put my stamp of approval on. So I'm there through every process of everything involving your case, from the moment you step in the door until the moment that your case is done. The type of relationship that I end up developing with most of my clients is one of friendship. I think a lot of them, not only do they call me by my first name, Scott, because we're in this together. I start at day one, and a lot of times some of these cases take 2 or 3 years to resolve themselves. But over that period of time, we've developed a personal relationship with each and every one of our clients, so they do call me by my name. A lot of times we'll get gifts sent over to the office, or thank you cards, or even somebody will stop by that I haven't seen in 4 or 5 years and just said, hey, I was in the neighborhood and I remembered your office was over here and I just wanted to come by and say hey. And I remember what you did for me and I appreciate it. And I wanted to let you know I'm still out there kicking and just wanted to say hi.